This time on Boneyard Revivals, I buy another square body. This one's mint. Seriously. Well, she might not be pretty, but will it run? Potentially drive? We're gonna find out. Hey, I'm Robert. Welcome to Boneyard Revivals. Hey, wanna go for a ride in my square body?
Yeah.
So this adventure begins in upstate New York, where a really good family, a friend of ours, is selling off his 1984 square body. I could always use parts, so we decided to, pick it up and buy it. Perfect. All right, we're back with the C20 today. Like I said, we just picked this up from upstate New York and drug it home. This truck belonged to a very, very good family friend of ours that we've known for years, but unfortunately this truck was sitting in a field. It got parked apparently because something's up with the cooling system, so we're gonna have to dig into that. But today I do want to hear it run, and I want it to get itself off this trailer under its own power today, so that's going to be the goal. Basically, we bought this truck unfortunately as a parts truck. I've known this truck for years now. I mean, I grew up around this truck. Again, just kind of adding to the square body lore around here. There's no saving this, unfortunately. Basically, in order to save this truck, we're pretty much putting a whole new truck together. Front inner and outer fenders, pretty much junk. Doors, again, just junk. The cab, rockers and cab corners are Bluetooth. The floor is also Bluetooth. The box, well, we don't have to talk about the box. Box is Swiss cheese. And the frame also as well. It's getting really, really rough in a few spots. But there is a few goodies still left on this truck that I would like to retrieve off of it. Weird, I've seen them in a bunch of different spots, but here is actually the options list. One of the things that kind of sucks is sometimes they tell you what the rear gear ratio is, but unfortunately it doesn't tell me here, because I would be interested in to know that. But it is a small block 350. Probably we'll look up the number on it once I get it out of the truck, but it's most likely a 4-bolt main for it being a C20. It is backed by a turbo 400 transmission, which is awesome. Pretty much the same setup as the crew cab, except it's carbureted, not fuel injected. So we do need the engine. The engine is going to be coming out of this truck. We have to diagnose what's wrong with it, whether it's intake gasket leak or a head gasket. So like I said, this thing should pretty much be out of coolant. If I can get the cap off, there we go. Yeah, there's nothing in there. So I want to check the oil level. I know I looked at it before, but I'm looking for signs of coolant in the oil. Nada. Doesn't smell like it. The oil actually looks good. It probably got an oil change somewhat recently before it got parked. Let's get in here. Let's see if we can get some sort of socket, whether it's on the crank pulley or off the alternator here. And let's see if we can spin it over to make sure it's not stuck before we throw a battery on it. I don't think the battery tray is going to be holding batteries. What's the side? Oh, it's a side post. I'm going to have to clean those up, get a battery in here. We're going to have to disconnect our fuel pump. I don't want to be sucking up any of the bad fuel that's in this, so we'll get the feed line off, and I'll throw some sort of a jug in here. We'll run it off the jug, and yeah, so let's go ahead and let's crank it over with a wrench, see if she's free, throw a battery in it, throw some fuel on it. We'll see if she fires back up. I always recommend spinning these over with a ratchet first to make sure they're not stuck, because if you just throw a battery in it, hit the key, a lot of bad stuff can happen if she's stuck. So put the wrench on her, boys. Spin her over, make sure she's good. Oh. All right, so it does spin over, which is excellent. I was spinning it before this clip. I did a whole rotation, so she is free, which is good. We got to get into that fuel line there, pull that off, get our jug plumbed, get a battery up in her, and we'll see if it cranks. That's good. We'll ignore that. Okay, so we have our fuel line hooked up. We got a battery in it. Kind of wish I had some 2-cycle oil here, because that kind of helps lubricate the top end, like the valves and stuff. I sprayed a bunch of WD-40 right down the throat of it. That's going to help lubricate everything. Want to make sure it spins over. Spins over good. Starter wants to work. Battery is happy. you know, then we'll move into shooting fuel down and see if it fires off. Sounds like it does have a little bit of a gallop. And when I say a gallop, basically what I'm saying is when it spins over, you can kind of hear it going rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta-ta-ta, and basically that kind of means that we might have a hole that's down on compression a little bit. Hoping it ain't nothing major because I kind of really need this engine. So let's fire fuel down it and please pour some right down the app here, and then I'll go ahead and get some right in the breather, try to fill up the bowl. Okay, let's see if it fires off. Wouldn't be surprised if it does. Oh yeah, come on, dude. Hey, the exhaust is kind of expensive. Oh God. She's off. Look at that. Okay, that's good to know. If you think it will make it all the way. Oh yeah, power steering fluid's just blowing all over the place. It might not work. It might not be charging too, but 30 pounds of oil pressure at idle, it's warmed up, so that's pretty good. Interessante. Yeah, I mean, it could still be work. It was empty, so it might be working some air bubbles out, but if it keeps doing that for while it's sitting here idle, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Well, good thing I have some on the way. Square body number 3 on the property. Well, she runs and drives, kinda. Doesn't stop, obviously, but front brakes are kind of dragging, but I'm not gonna really mess with this thing anymore. It's so, like I said, it's so bad, I'm not really gonna run it around or anything. Basically, it's just a parts truck. Engine does run. All the tail signs are saying, you know, head gasket, which is perfectly fine, because basically game plan with this 350 is we're gonna pull it out. I'm gonna blow it down to a short block, and basically my game plan is basically make a second budget build 350 here. Like I said, this block, part of me doesn't even want to touch the oil pan, but I know I should open it up and just look at it, see what we got, reseal it. Probably should put some a front and rear main seal in it just to be safe. And, you know, just kind of give it a health check. Now, this is not the original engine of this truck. The story that we were told, that our good family friend told us, was basically the original engine in this truck blew up, and this was whether it was a GM crate motor that literally, because I think the other engine that was in this blew up early enough that this might just be a factory 350 that they stuffed in this, like under warranty or something. So it should only have like 40,000 original miles on it, which is awesome. Game plan though for this, and I think you guys are gonna like it. We're basically gonna remake the budget build 350. These heads are coming off, the cam is coming out of this. We'll slide the cam that was in the budget build 350 into this. The Vortec heads will go on this engine with the Vortec intake and basically be a whole Vortec top end. And basically, we're gonna slide it right back in the square body, so the square body is back together. We'll still hang our front fenders that I wanted to, so this rad support will go back on, and we'll hang this whole nose minus the rad support right back on the truck. I might even throw the hood on it too. So when we're done, square body will be back together. It'll have a bunch of upgrades, fresh engine in it, good front clip on it, and we'll be in pretty good shape. There you have it, this 1984 Chevy square body C20 ran and drove for the first time in 14 years. Like I said before, unfortunately this truck's just, it's so bad that there really is no saving it, but the heart and soul of it will live on with at least the engine and some of the other parts off of it. But there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Get out in the garage, start wrenching on your projects, because you know your project vehicles won't come together if they're just sitting there in the garage, right? So get out there, start making some stuff happen. We'll catch you next time here on Boner Revivals, where, you know, the old C20 is going to be blown apart, and we need her guts for another square body. She's given up her soul so another one can live on. That's all you could ask for. But anyways, we'll see you next time here on Boner Revivals. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you later.